welcome to the brand new VisMaster blind from TideWe. As you can tell, this blind is quite large and it doesn't exactly look like some of the other blinds that we have on our showcase. So we're pretty excited about this one. As you can tell, the door opening is very large on here. That's gonna allow you to get in and out of this blind with the ease of the no trip door. Now this is something very big that we wanted to make sure to include on this blind simply because we know it can be a struggle to get in and out of those doors sometimes when they're so small and they're placed in just one corner of the blind. And really the only big difference is gonna be maybe the extra minute of setup time it's gonna take to set up this wall. That way it's not flimsy on you. So we are gonna include some poles with this blind that you're gonna be able to use to reinforce this wall, making sure that this thing is gonna stay stiff. It's not gonna flop around on you. You're able to stake this down and then use those fiberglass poles to make sure that this wall here is secured and you're able to get in and out without knocking anything over. Coming in at a little over 6 feet tall, you can actually stand straight up in this thing. I'm about 5'10". When I get inside of here, there's plenty of room for me to stand up and kind of move around in the blind, which is really awesome. If you've got a great permanent spot for a ground blind like this, just having the space and having the room and the ability to kind of maneuver, especially if you're going to be bow hunting out of this blind, is going to just allow you to do a lot more from this blind without having to worry about being seen. Awesome versatility again with the size. You're going to notice that we do have a blaze orange cap on top of this blind too as well. Now this does come with the blind. You don't have to use it. Obviously, if you're going to be using this blind during rifle season, we wanted to give you that option to basically strap on this blaze orange cap, not only to make this blind visible while you're rifle hunting, but also make the top of this blind now waterproof. So this is a waterproof cap up top that you can use. Again, if you're gonna be rifle hunting, whether you're in the snow or in the rain, this cap is definitely gonna help make this blind just a little bit more waterproof. Now, without this cap, the blind itself will repel water pretty well. However, it won't necessarily keep you dry in an absolute downpour. So if you really are wanting to stay dry in here, this is just a quick option if you are gonna be hunting out in the rain. So along with the door on the back here, you're also gonna have this giant sliding window in the back. Now, this window is on a silent sliding system. So if you didn't want this window down, you can easily just hop in here and slide this window up. There's not a whole lot of times where you're probably gonna be using this window. It's basically just there if you did need to sneak a peek behind you at what's going on. Again, this is essentially gonna be the back side of the blind. So there's not a whole lot that's gonna be going on back here. I always like to keep this window closed up. That way I do have a black background behind me, and if I have a window open in the front, whatever I'm hunting won't be able to kind of look through that window and see a shadow of me. So I always like to have that black paneling behind me, and I always do like to keep those windows on the back panel closed as well, specifically for that reason. Right beneath the rain cover, the blaze orange rain cover here, we're gonna have brush-in loops again all the way around the top edge of this blind, and we're also gonna have brush-in loops throughout the midsection of this blind as well. If you are interested in brushing this blind in, you can see there's a lot of grass around me. If I wanted to blend this blind in right here, I could go ahead, pick a bunch of this grass and just kind of put it into those brush-in loops to help blend this blind in a little bit better with its surroundings. So that is an option. If you are setting this out to be more of a permanent blind for the season, I would suggest setting it out early, letting those animals get used to it. That way they always know it's there. But this is, again, the back side of the blind. I want to take you guys through the rest of this blind, even though it's a little bit similar to some of the other blinds that we have on the market. We'll just go ahead, talk about the see-through capability of this blind, and then the windows that are included on this blind as well, and just show you a few more of the minor features that are on this blind that might interest you when you're searching for a blind. All right, so we're inside of the blind. Sorry if I look a little dark right now, but one cool feature that I want to mention about this door before we really move on from this back panel is you're going to notice the door actually has 3 little rectangles up top here, and you're going to have the same thing on the door itself. What these are actually magnets. That way you can close this door silently without having to use this giant zipper to get in and out once you got this thing placed in the woods. When you're walking in early in the morning, the last thing that you want to do is make a bunch of noise. So those magnets are going to allow you to close the top edge of this door silently. And then what you can do is you can take these little loop clips here that we provided on the door and just clip it right on to the fiberglass pole that we have that you actually install onto this wall. And if you do that, this door is going to remain tight, it's going to remain closed, and nothing is going to be able to basically open this door when you're not wanting it to be open. So that is just a nice little option that we added to this no-trip door to be sure that the door is remaining closed when you want it to be. Over here, technically, we are looking at the left side of the blind. You can tell you have a giant window opening here. Now you're going to be able to use this side of the blind. Maybe if you're trying to shoot a rifle out of it or even a bow, there's plenty of space here to be sure that everything's going to be clear for the shot that you're trying to take. You can maneuver these windows. Again, all of these windows are on a silent sliding system. Just like all of our other blinds here at TideWe, we offer that silent sliding system that allows you to really maneuver these windows and adjust them to exactly how you want them to be while you're hunting. So if you would rather have a small little opening, that way you're ensuring nothing is going to see inside of the blind, you can do that. If you want this side to be completely closed up, you can slide everything down, overlap these flaps, and everything's gonna stay closed up. You're gonna be able to move around in here without anything seeing through this window. All right, so now we're technically up on the front side of the blind here, and you're gonna notice that these windows are just a little bit different than the ones we've seen on the side here. So these windows are actually a touch different than some of the windows that we've offered in previous blinds. These are trapezoidal style windows. Now this window here is going to be a full trapezoid. You're gonna be able to clip these windows up again on those hook and loops that go up to the top edge of the blind. Once you get those hooks removed, you can actually use the silent sliding system on here to push this window down, and that is gonna be making a full trapezoid here. That's gonna allow you to make any shots directly out front. Again, giving you plenty of room, whether you're shooting a rifle or maybe even a bow, there's plenty of room up and down to be able to make that shot through this window right here. And then you can go ahead and disconnect the loops on this window here and slide this part of the window down. Now what this is gonna give you is a taller window. This is especially important if you are gonna be shooting a compound bow out of this blind. Having that up and down room here is crucial to being sure that you're not gonna clip the blind with your arrow when you take that shot. The nice thing about these windows is if you keep everything shut in here, you're gonna be able to conceal yourself maybe to this back corner of the blind where you're just a little bit more hidden and not in the plain day of sight of anything that's walking by this blind. So again, the see-through capability on this blind is awesome. If you do have just this window open, you can still see everything that's happening outside of the blind because of the 270 degrees of perforated see-through mesh that we basically have on all of our blinds here at TideWe. So super awesome option. Again, this is gonna be tall enough to shoot a compound bow out of, and even a crossbow or a rifle if you are wishing to do that. And last but not least, you are looking at the right side of the blind. This side of the blind is gonna be identical to the left side of the blind. We're gonna have these long style windows, again, with the silent sliding system being available to you on these. So that there is pretty much your look from inside of this blind. I'll go ahead and do just a little bit of a 270-degree pan around this blind right now so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. Again, the footprint is very large. I'm standing straight up in this thing, and there's definitely plenty of room in this blind to fit 3, maybe even 4 people. If you're looking to get your family out, maybe a couple of buddies, or maybe you're looking at filming a hunt, there's plenty of room for camera equipment in here as well. Blind does feature 300 denier fabric all the way around the blind for tear resistance. If you're gonna be setting this thing up in between trees or maybe in some bushes, it's very crucial to have have that thicker fabric on the outside of this blind, simply to protect it from any sorts of impalements. And then another thing that we upgraded on this blind too as well is the fiberglass limbs inside of this blind are actually gonna be 11 millimeter rather than the 9 millimeter that we've had in the past. So we added that for just a little bit more durability. That way you can get this thing set up in a timely fashion and make sure that you're getting done what you wanna get done for the day. So overall, awesome hunting blind. We're super stoked to offer this for this hunting season. We're really looking forward to your guys' response to this blind itself, the comfortability and the huntability of this blind. So if you're looking for a new hunting blind this season, definitely check out the VisMaster blind here from TideWe. You're definitely not gonna be disappointed. It's got a ton of space and it's hopefully gonna help you harvest your next animal. If you liked this video, you liked this review video, go down, hit that subscribe button down below. We have a ton of new awesome products that we're gonna be talking about here on our YouTube channel. We release everything right here. We want you to be the first to know about it and we don't want you to miss out on it. Again, my name is Cody from TideWe. Thank you so much for tuning in and we'll catch you guys on the next one.